Hi, Jason. Alister Esam from eShare. My question is...
Where are you from?
eShare.
Oh, eShare.
eShare.
I was like, I've never heard of this country, eShare. Like, it sounds like it's somewhere like North Africa or something. eShare. eShare. Got it.
eShare
Okay.
in England.
Got it.
What single most important factor do you see in startups that indicate that they'll be successful?
What single feature do I look for in startups to show that they'll be successful? I have two things I really look at. First, I try to look in the eyes of the founder and understand if they want to win. This is something that comes from years of being a journalist and a high-stakes poker player. I can tell if people are lying to me. I can tell if they're driven. I can see the sadness. I can just see right through them. I look right in their eyes.
What do you see, Jason? I don't want to know.
We're going to go there we'll go there in a minute. We'll go there in a minute. Okay, we'll go there in a minute. Second, execution. And execution on every detail. Because I feel that my experience has told me, my signaling has told me, that if people cut corners, or if people execute at a high level on details that I can see now, their behavior will be similar in the future. In other words, if we were going to hire you as a chef, and we had two people who are chefs, if I see that you can make a great hamburger, and you have a craft to it, or even a better example might be you could make a great omelet. And I say, wow, look at that omelet, that's pretty amazing. The technique is there. They used the specific grass-fed butter from Ireland. They knew exactly, which pan to use. They had the heat at the right setting. They just knew the details. It was dialed in to make that omelet. And the omelet is 4 eggs, and they cost 50 cents each, so it's $2. I can feel, and then somebody else just throws a bunch of eggs in a pan and gives them to me. And I can look at those techniques, just of making eggs. I can know who to give the Wagyu beef to, because I know who's going to take care when I give them the $100 in a pound of meat, or $500 a pound of meat. And so I look for craftsmanship. And you can see craftsmanship in how people present their ideas. You can see it in how they write emails, how they interact, how they answer questions. That's why in my incubator, we focus a lot on how you present your idea and how you answer questions. And then also what you're focused on, like what growth techniques and how you're executing on your business. Because when you start thinking about ideas, and you start thinking about markets, which is another thing you could focus on, and I have focused on in the past. I passed on investing in a lot of big companies because I didn't think the market was there, or I didn't like the idea. And then I realized, gosh, none of us know. None of us know what ideas are going to work. None of us know what markets are going to appear. We may have ideas, we may have educated guesses, but the truth is, the concept of Uber at the beginning was a way to get a Lincoln Town car faster, a car service. They didn't have ride sharing necessarily in mind. I mean, they were ambitious, but they didn't have that, and they certainly didn't have Uber Pool in mind, nor a transportation API. So as time has gone on, those things have been added to the vision, but if they had pitched me Uber Pool as the idea, my feeble, flawed human brain would have said, wait, I'm going to share a cab with people, and you're going to be able to get somebody as I'm going to the airport and happen to pick them up on the way there. That's the most annoying, insane thing I've ever heard. But after you use Uber Lincoln Town cars, and then you use Uber ride sharing, and you're in a Prius and it's in somebody's normal car, then you sort of Uber Pool had warmed you up to that idea. And so the investors who try to predict the future are always going to fail. Entrepreneurs create the future. There's no prediction involved. There's force of will. And so I look for the people who have that force of will and who execute on a high level. Now, back to yourself. I see somebody who I suspect is a bit of a salty dog who has worked hard for a long time and who maybe hasn't hit the home run that they know they're capable of, and is pushing really hard to hit greatness. And it would be very meaningful for that person to become great for their family and for their team. I feel like just by looking at you and looking in your eyes, that you probably had blue-collar parents and that your success, even today, is probably very impressive to them if they're still alive, and that winning with your team and having success is very meaningful to you. Now, you could ask me how I came to this conclusion, but that's what I think. How close did I come?
Parents are farmers, so I don't know whether you call that blue collar. But
that's as blue collar, salt of the earth as they get.
They'd be very proud of me. But I think I've been successful, but where I'm aiming is a lot higher. We've never taken funding, and we have a profitable business,
right,
and a valuable business, but our business is around meeting management. But we think that meetings are broken in the whole world, and we want to be the meeting management solution for the whole world, and that's the aiming high bit, and I will do what it takes to get there.
So, blue-collar parents, resilient, and really want to win.
Definitely.
So I nailed it on all three.
Yeah, well done.
And I could tell you how I know that. Would you like to know?
I would like to know, yeah.
You've made eye contact with me the whole time. So you clearly have no fear of talking to people, even if they're important. People think I'm important. I don't know that I'm important, but I am important now by the fact that people perceive me as important because I write checks. So you're fearless in your ability to look me in the eye and ask me the question. So I sense that you have great leadership ability and that you understand people, you're an extrovert. And I'm looking at your body language, and you seem like a bulldog. Like somebody who is not going to give up. I see it in body language. Sort of the way you walked up. And I see the details. Your jeans have been, they were cut to be that length, I believe, and hemmed so that they fall on the shoes like that. And those are shoes that are classics that matter to people. And you also, the cut of the jacket is perfect. The haircut is every 6 to 8 weeks. You don't miss it probably. You take care of your body, you work out. The watch is polished, it's not dirty. You have attention to detail in your life. You pick those jeans because of the piping probably on them. The stitching is part of the design of them. Am I close?
Not the stitching, but the rest of it was right.
Hey everybody, let's take a moment to thank my friend Scott Walker from the Walker Corporate Law Group. They are a boutique law firm specializing in the representation of entrepreneurs and startups. And they encourage fixed fees. They believe that billable hours reward inefficiency, so they will give you a fixed fee to form your companies, do merger and acquisitions, licensing agreements, terms of service, privacy policies, all that important stuff that you need to get dialed in perfectly for your startup. And their lawyers have 10 to 20 years of experience each. No junior associates getting on the job training with your startup. No, they're all pros over there. And if you want to talk to the founder, Scott Walker, you can call him directly, 415-979-9998. 415, that's the area code here in San Francisco, 979-9998. Or you can email Scott at walkercorporatelaw.com, Scott at walkercorporatelaw.com, or visit walkercorporatelaw.com. Again, call him 415-979-9998. He is a great guy. He's been around for years, coming to all of our events and supporting everything we do, and he is a real mensch, a great attorney, and he's got a great team over there. A lot of my startups use the Walker Corporate Law Group and have had a great experience. Go ahead and follow at Scott Ed Walker on Twitter too. He loves to get new followers, and it's awesome when you guys thank the partners for supporting independent media like This Week in Startups. Okay, let's get back to this program.